as the manhunt continues in New Orleans, Louisiana, for the last 2 escaped inmates. Honestly, I think they should have farmers out there looking for the inmates because we can wrangle chickens. So good morning, family and friends of the internet. As you can tell, I am pouring sweat because I had a jailbreak. I had a coop break this morning, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna let these dudes stay out. They wore me out, folks. I've chased these 3 chickens for the past 30 minutes, and I'm going to officially say that they won this fight. They have earned their freedom for the day because I'm not doing it anymore. However, Louisiana is now offering $50,000 per fugitive for the last 2 to be caught. Now, if you haven't heard, there are about a dozen people in jail today for making the mistake of helping out these bad boys.
We've learned 2 more people have been arrested for allegedly helping them. Court records show Linton Van Buren Sr. and Angel McKee were taken into custody yesterday. Van Buren has the same name as one of the escapees, Linton Van Buren Jr., but we have not confirmed his relationship to him. He's being held on just over $1 million bond, and McKee's bond was set at $1 million. On Thursday, Casey Smith of New Orleans and Connie Whedon of Slidell were also arrested. Smith allegedly gave at least 2 inmates a ride, and Whedon allegedly sent money to escapee Jermaine Donald, who hasn't been caught yet. They joined Courtney Harris and Corvante Baptiste, who were arrested earlier this week. Harris for allegedly giving 2 fugitives a ride, and Baptiste for allegedly hiding and feeding inmate Corey Boyd before he was eventually caught.
So people, we were demonetized for speaking truth. When I point out what's really happening in the world, for some reason, YouTube has a problem with that. If I was pushing the propaganda, if I was on the propaganda wheel telling you lies about innocent people, YouTube would pay me. That's the truth. If you look in the top of comments, send whatever you can. We'd be so very thankful. Don't apologize for $1, $5, or $10. That makes all the difference in my day. And they're going to be doing a few years in prison themselves for making the dumb choice to help convicted murderers, rapists, domestic abuse, armed robbery. Yeah, they decided to help these people. Now listen to me, I get it. Some of these people are your friends, your family, your gang members, your brother, whatever you want to call them. But if you help them, you are part of the problem. Now I'm going to tell you now, folks, if these last 2 men on the run injure anyone, you should go after the families of the people helping them. Take everything from them. That's how you stop stuff like this. What I wanted to say was, why don't we work together, internet? Do you guys have tips where these 2 last criminals are, and you're afraid to call the tip line because you don't want to be ousted in your community? You're afraid someone's going to come after you? Look, brah, inbox it to me on Facebook. Yeah, I'd say TikTok, but they took down my channel again. Reach out. I'll turn them in for you. We can split the reward. I have no problem spending that money with you. Yeah, let's do it that way. Let's all work together. Let's row in each other's boat. Now, the super interesting part of this story happens to come from the fact that the current sheriff of New Orleans has suspended her bid to run for sheriff again in October, okay? She said she's gonna suspend her bid temporarily. But I'm gonna let you hear what she actually said. This woman actually said this. Listen up.
OG City Girl Mayor Contrell, who oversees the city, is telling everyone it's okay and encouraging people to continue visiting even while there's a gang of inmates on the loose. Then you've got Mayor Contrell's appointee, Ann Kilpatrick. She too was getting blamed for failing to alert the public in a timely manner. There was a 2 to 3 hour delay, and the sheriff? She's completely dodging accountability for her own jail, blaming everything on her political opponents.
We think this was intentional. There is much more than meets the eye in this investigation. And why did it happen just right now, right? In the middle, as we're getting ready to start this sheriff's race. This is very suspicious. We know that they had help. We're showing you they had help. This was coordinated. There's much more than meets the eye. When I have enough information, I'll be glad to talk to the community about my issues or what I need, anything I may need to apologize. This is a public safety issue first and foremost. There's much more than meets the eye. We are digging, and we are not going to stop.
Are you suggesting that your opponents are orchestrating this from behind the scenes?
What is OPSO doing tonight to make sure that this facility is safe and that no one else can escape? Once again, Sheriff.
You can't make this stuff up. Take a second to make sure you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell for all updates.
She said that. She said one of these three people that are running against her had to have been part of the jailbreak. She made that allegation, the sheriff. Now, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say all three of these people, including her, are Democrats. So if you honestly believe that a black Democrat in New Orleans helped facilitate a jailbreak of 10 of the worst criminals in the jail just to take your position as sheriff, then I think New Orleans has a way bigger problem than what people realize. And remember when I said the black community is a low trust community? This is what I'm talking about. No accountability, none. Nobody has stepped up to that podium and said, you know what? This is where we failed. This is how we're gonna fix it. You know what I've heard? Not enough money. My opponents must have let them out. They must have had help. We didn't know. We alerted people in a timely manner. Yeah. That's all I've heard. Excuse after excuse after excuse. Not one person has stepped up to that podium and said, we are at fault. In the end, the buck stops here. I was responsible. I failed. Here's how we're moving forward. It's so bad that the Attorney General's office of Louisiana had to send a letter to the Sheriff's office of Orleans Parish and say, step back. You are no longer over this investigation. You're so incompetent that we don't trust you to search out your deputies, to search out the people working for you in the jail system, to look for who may be involved in this situation. That's bad. The Attorney General's office took the investigation away and said, you can't do it. There's no way you're going to hold anybody accountable for their behaviors. And it's not just New Orleans that's in this situation. Chicago is in this situation. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Did you guys hear about that? Mass shooting. A mass shooting. A 17-year-old with a gun shoots 11 people. Very few Americans heard about it. Then, when the police get involved, the mother claims her baby, she 1,000% sure her baby would have never pulled his weapon. He's too young to have one to begin with, unless he felt his life was threatened. Then a passerby watching automatically assumes it's the police shooting innocent people and not the thug on the ground. Watch.
A shooting in Myrtle Beach that you did not hear about. 11 people were shot. Isn't that crazy? Did you guys hear about 11 people? And here's the video of him being arrested.
They done fucking shot this boy. They done shot the girl. What the fuck, y'all? Police, Myrtle Beach City Police Department, they fucking know better, boy. Y'all bitches some pigs, boy.
So she's yelling at the cops, calling them pigs, even though the guy they're arresting shot 11 people.
She calls them fucking pigs while they're tending to one of the victims of the mass shooting. That's what they think. They come up on a scene and they go, cops are just killing people.
And then the people you're defending are the ones killing people. It's backwards and upside down. And the mom of the shooter is complaining that the cop shot her son as well.
She says, my baby would have never, ever pulled his gun out.
The police cannot even help injured people that have been shot by a black mass shooter without bystanders assuming the police officers are the shooters. Folks, this is what mainstream media, this is what liberalism has done to America. It is giving you the perception that innocent black people are just being gunned down by white people and police officers when it is completely and totally the other way around. You can go anywhere where there is a large group of white people, any ethnicity, any color, anything. You do not have to worry about that kind of violence. But as soon as you see a large group of black people, you had better turn and go the opposite direction. Because even if they don't start it, somebody in their community is going to have a problem with them and they are going to start it. And this is the same group that talks about gun violence, gun violence, gun violence, gun violence. But it's not white people in gun violence, is it? So why isn't it just called black violence? Why does it have to be gun violence? Why can't it just be called what it is? Black violence. You had something like, I don't know, they said 14 people have been arrested from multiple stabbings up there in New Jersey. Over the weekend, most of those juveniles.
Heard a whole bunch of screaming, lots of running. It was really chaotic. Pretty scary.
As the crowd ran, more people joined and rumors swirled about where the danger was coming from.
A ton of people. Like, the boardwalk was so full, like, you would have got trampled if you didn't run.
Witnesses also sent this video to Fox 29 taken last night showing what appears to be multiple separate fights taking place on the same boardwalk just a few blocks down from where that stabbing happened. We reached out to Ocean City Police to confirm the relationship between these videos and the stabbing, but did not hear back.
Past years, it wasn't as chaotic, but, like, I feel like it's got more popular to a point it's like getting a little dangerous.
And what happened on Jersey Shore looks like a good mix of both Hispanic, white, black, Asian. It was a little bit of everybody there, folks. Hear me now. White people with young adults. Your kids have been guilted their entire lives in public education, social media, and in movies for the color of their skin. They are lashing out. They're lashing out. You need to sit your kids down and give them permission to be white. If they're being bullied for the color of their skin, you need to ask them that. If it's their teachers, sue the hell out of the school system. If it's people in their school, go to the police. Defend your children before you force them into a situation they have to defend themselves. Yeah. Memorial Day was just like a shootout. Like, comment, and subscribe.